This is the first episode for the Dayton Business Podcast, and I'm here with none other than JP Wilson, John Paul Wilson with Patriot. He is a local business owner here in the Dayton area, and he loves servicing people. He loves taking care of people or businesses. He's a B2B business, right?
Yeah.
Primarily, and he helps people with not just businesses, but also homes, exterior solutions, and different things like that. So JP, tell me about your business. Tell me about yourself and what you guys do.
Yeah. So we started here in business. My wife and I were both firefighter paramedics for years.
What cities were you guys in?
We both were in the city of Fairborn. She worked for
Nice.
the city of Dayton. I worked for Riverside for a little bit, Washington Township. Kind of worked all over before we got the career path going for a firefighter paramedic. And I worked for the sheriff's department before that. Then before that, I was just fighting, actual sanctioned fights, but I was fighting the cage fighting and
Not just street brawls.
No, just trying to make it to the UFC.
Yeah.
Trying to make it to the big leagues.
Yeah.
Never did.
Which is okay.
Yeah. It's cool. I still got to fight professionally. I got to fight on TV a little bit. I got to do a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool places, met a bunch of cool people, and all that transition into business,
Fighting transitioned into business.
the discipline that it takes to run a business, it the same thing. When I was fighting, when it wasn't in the street, it was an actual sanctioned fight. There was practices every day. There was stuff that I had to sacrifice, work around, and stuff like that. The same thing with business. Every day, with business, it just seems like there's new obstacles, these new things
you have to overcome
that pop up. Yeah. And so fighting transitions well into that. We 7 years ago, we just decided, we were like, hey man, we want to run our own business. We felt like God had laid it on our heart. And, I was at a church. I was a youth pastor at a church, and it's kind of crazy going from fighting to being a youth pastor.
A little, kind of like 180.
Yeah. And, so we started a Patriot Construction group, and we started doing kitchens, baths. We started doing some home builds, and COVID hit, and the margins went crazy.
Margins for
home building. So home building, the material, I was building a home for myself at the same time. Overnight, our lumber package went from $70,000 to $180,000 overnight. Literally, I'm not even saying to be dramatic.
Yeah.
It literally.
That was during COVID, right?
Yeah, during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
The guy called us and was like, "Hey, we're working with Reckworth, and they were an amazing company to work with when we were doing lumber packages and everything." But he called us and was like, "Hey man, you guys need to buy your lumber package today." And we were like, okay, and we wait till the next day and we pay triple.
My gosh.
Oh, dude, it was crazy. So us being in that space,
Yeah.
we were just like, there's no way that we can afford to build these houses and give it to a person at a reasonable cost. So we didn't feel comfortable staying there.
Yeah.
Kind of transitioned. We did some kitchens and baths, and then got into roofing. So got into roofing. Yeah, it was crazy.
Give a little backstory. I did work for JP selling roofs for a
Yeah.
little bit and doing some roofing. So it was a part of what I have been able to do, and great company. Love these guys. So that's also why he's on this show, this podcast. But just wanted a little sidebar in there.
Yeah. We it was funny. We based all of our and let me. I'm gonna talk about this real quick. A lot of people say they're a Christian company. A lot of people say, "Oh, we're a Christian company," and I'm not knocking any of them. But I felt called by God to do this. I felt called by God and led by God to start my own business, so that I can take back kingdom for the kingdom. So I can take back property for the kingdom. So I can take back souls for the kingdom. And then we could actually have a platform to do ministry through this. And dude, it's been a huge thing, because in business, you look at the other guy and you're like, man, why are they blessed? They're like, why are they blessed? They're not a Christian, or they're not
I know the way they live their life. I know what they do.
I know, and they're prospering and they're making all kinds of money. I know how they treat customers, and I know like all these things about them. But then like, you know, like it was funny this morning, I was taking my wrap off my vehicle because we're rebranding. And it was like God kind of revealed to me, was like, man, he's like, you signed on for something different. You know, you didn't sign on to be blessed by the world.
That's good.
Like you didn't sign on, like you signed on as you were going to do this for me. And that's how we run our business, whether it's commercial, whether it's, and this is not a selling point at all. Like this is not on any of my t-shirts. This is not on the side of my truck.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know, and a lot of people say, oh, we're a Christian owned business. No, we are a God owned business. And we strive to honor that in everything that we do. Everything that, like, whether it's picking up nails around your yard,
yeah,
and like everybody else, we fail. Yeah. We fail miserably
Absolutely.
at it all the time.
Sure.
You know, it's like one of the worst things about owning a business is a callback. And if we're going way off topic, man, you just
you're good.
You
You're
know
good.
me,
Yeah,
man.
no, I get it.
Just bring me back in.
It.
But a callback is the worst thing in business. Like whenever, like, man, whenever you think you did a great job,
sure,
and you have these people that you trust, and you have like all this stuff that happens, and then you get a call back and somebody's like, you didn't do this. Your sales guy said you're going to do this, and your crew did this, and you left 4 nails in my yard. And you're like,
it feels awful.
Yeah. And you're just like, dude, am I honoring God in this?
But like, what do you do with those callbacks? Like, how do you deal with them? How do you deal with customers that aren't happy?
Well, I'll give you an example how we deal with them. And again, none of this is a selling point. None of this is like, oh, go with us because we do this.
Do you fight them? Like, go back to your fighting days?
No.
I know you want to sometimes.
Sometimes I get off the phone and I'm just like, oh, God. Give me strength. Yeah, like, no, like, I'll give you an example. We had a lady in Waynesville we did a roof for, and huge waves in her roof, and we're like, we'll take all this out. Well, we did. I had a project manager and an extreme ownership. In the book Extreme Ownership, everything's my fault.
Sure,
well,
absolutely.
I'm going to blame him a little bit. We had a project manager that didn't like make sure the crew was using H clips. They're just a little clip, a little metal clip that keeps the boards aligned, and they keep them spaced as well. Well, we didn't use them. And then 6 months later, this lady calls me and she's like, hey, my roof it's unreal. It's wavy. It's all this stuff. And I went over there and I'm like, yeah, we went up in the attic and we saw that we messed up. And I ripped that lady's roof completely off, a brand new roof, ripped it off and threw it in the trash.
Wow.
And then paid $8,000 out of my own pocket to make it right.
Dang.
And that's what I believe, like, when I say, like, you know, we didn't try to get out of it. We didn't try to, like, you know, oh, we didn't go to an insurance company. We paid for it because we made a mistake. It's just that, like, man, I want to get back to that. Like, because our company kind of got away from that, where I gave some power to some people that shouldn't have had like stay in our company. And I believe God took it away from us, and God was like, hey, I need you to get back. So this year our company is taking this huge, and I know we're supposed to talk about what we do and stuff like that, but man, I just, like, this is on my heart. And so like our company's taking this huge turn and like just getting back to the basics and serving people.
Sure.
Because we brought some people in, we were growing and like we were getting big, and that's the idea of every company, is to grow and just make all kinds of money. And but that's not really what God had for us at that point. And we just ran with it. I was surrounded by really good people, and some groups that I was in, some networking groups that I was in.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sitting at lunches, and you know, like, I'm like the lowest one, and our business is worth like $4.5 million, you know, and we built that in like 3 years, which is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting at a table where I'm like little fish, you know, like by a lot. You know, I'm sitting at a table with $250 million in net worth.
Yeah.
And like, I was just like, I got blinded for a little bit. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need to be here. I need to be where these guys are at. I need to be here. I need to be here. I need to be here. And I brought in a COO that didn't have the right, just didn't carry the same values.
Sure.
Said he did, but didn't carry the same values we carried. Destroyed our culture. I mean, when you worked there, it was like a frat house. It was
fun. It
was a blast. I mean, we were rocking and rolling in business. I remember, and just to give you guys, because like I said, we don't just put it on a t-shirt. I remember allowing you to pray for somebody in their living room, and we gave the dude a free roof, you know, and we were just trusting God and all that. We were trusting God, and like, and everything. The fact that I'm like, yeah, we'll give that dude a free roof if you just let him pray, and like, I don't know if the dude just like was like, yeah, whatever, man, I got a free roof out of letting this
dude sowing seeds, bro.
But like when I brought that guy in, he didn't have the same values. And in that, like, I believe we lost God's blessing on that. And
it's crazy. I had a buddy recently tell me, I think it was Steven from Script Coffee. He was like, dude, the scary thing about growing too quick or growing and is just like when you're the owner, you own everything. Like everything. You look at everything, you monitor everything, everything's important. You just know how to look at things. But the second you, as the owner, step away and you let the employees run things is like when you start to see where the cracks are and you start to see how little people care about what you own.
Yeah.
And it's just so real because I like firsthand, I watched that happen, unfortunately, to your stuff. What you were like, I was still there trying to make it happen for myself, because I was sales guys, 1099 employees. So I'm like, you eat what you kill, So, but it got to a point where I was like, dude, this isn't like what I wanted. It wasn't fun anymore. It wasn't an enjoyable place to be.
It was the culture,
dude.
Yeah. The culture had completely shifted in our company, and I allowed that to happen.
Yeah.
We had built another company, while that was going on. Like I was focused on that company.
Yeah.
And Patriot just, dude, the culture just got crushed and everything stripped out of it. And, it showed with our productivity. It showed with like our retention. It showed with everything. So long story short, getting back to like what our business is, we are a roofing business, but we do ministry through it.
Yeah.
100% do ministry through it. Like our business is solely for ministry.
Well, exterior business.
Our exterior business is solely for ministry. And,
because you don't just do roofing, you do roofing, siding.
Yeah, we do roofing, siding, gutters, windows, power washing,
decks.
We've built decks. Yeah, we do a lot of, like everything exterior. I mean, even like I said, we don't do pools anymore, but we were putting in pools for a long time.
Yeah.
And but anything that you guys need, like as far as windows, siding, gutters, house painting, roof washing,
really?
Power washing.
Okay, roof washing is pretty cool.
Yeah, because it just dives into like what we do with power washing as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we really feel that like for a while that our company got away from what God intended it to be.
Sure.
And but the cool thing is, and I'm still going to digress, and we're going to go back to like what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
I kind of overtook his cop.
No, it's okay. This is just great.
But in all that, and this is not to brag, this is not to whatever, not to like say, look how great we are. But we have never faltered on like what God really intended this company to be as far. And that's our mission in Liberia.
Okay.
We help the Welch family mission in Liberia. We provide money every month for food and medicine for our kids. We call them our kids.
Yeah.
And we were able to help with the building of the schools. We were able to give some money to like the desk, and like we just wanted them to have that same experience because they had a building, they had nothing in it. So we were so blessed to be able to like put furniture in it.
Yeah.
And then they were like, man, we really need some money for the curriculum. And we're like, man, let's help buy some. And it was $800 just to say like how, like if you're sitting there, you're a business owner and you're thinking like, how can I help? Dude, we bought the curriculum and all the books and everything the kids needed for $800.
Dang. That's it.
Yeah. Which is crazy. And like over here, we're like, oh, this is less than $1,000. But man, to them, it was more than $1 million.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was able, like they were able to teach kids like after that $800 check went out. And then, so we do a food program every month because as Americans, we're like, oh, we want to help. Because, the missionaries were like, man, the kids like now have books and they have a building and they have like desks to sit at, but they can't pay attention because they're so hungry. And so we're like, we'll send food. And they're like, okay, stop your American way.
Yeah.
They can't eat the food because they all have parasites and worms. So they need medication so that they can eat the food. They need the food so they can pay attention in school. They need a desk so they can actually have somewhere to write. So it was all this thing that we learned, this huge, like, just way to follow God. And it's not always like how we think over here. We're not like, oh my gosh, let's just pour all this stuff. Yeah. So like it helped us like develop a way an understanding of like, to follow like how God needs us to follow him.
Sure.
We can't just headstrong barge into everything and just bash it with a hammer, which I like to do. But like,
It's easy.
It takes there's a process in it. And like, it's really made me reflect on the process of our business and how we do business, So now we do a food and a medication program over there where they get the drugs they need, the parasite killing drugs and stuff like that, and the worms, and then it's so cool that like we asked the missionaries, we're like, how much do you need for this program? And they gave us a number, and then they came back to us and they're like, you guys don't need to send that much because, and to give you, I'll give you guys, I'll be solely transparent. It's $500 a month, which allows 40 kids to have food and medication.
Wow.
And we've never, even when we've went out, like my wife and I have not taken like payroll before to make sure that money goes every month.
Yeah.
And like that little bit of money allows those kids to thrive. And then like the missionaries are like, man, they're like, there's so much food left over that now they get to take it home to their families.
Wow.
So it's like, that's where we want to be in business. Like, if I only sell roofs to fund that, if I only sell like commercial jobs to fund that, then I don't need to be any bigger.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta have the car and I gotta have this.
Because it's not, it looks cool.
It does, man.
It looks nice, it looks shiny, and you're like, oh, I wanna be able to ride in this whenever I want or do this whenever I want.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you're doing it not just for yourself, but you see that like the value in investing in other parts of this world and being a part of something greater than yourself.
But yeah, I mean, like the building we're sitting in right now, we bought this building through Patriot, through like everybody that has ever like, and that's what I tell people, our customers, I'm like, if you guys have ever given us $1, you guys are part of this as well. And I want people to know that like we're not just like putting that on a t-shirt so we can sell a t-shirt. Like literally like people that have paid us money to do a service at their house, like they're part of this mission.
Yeah.
They're a part of like the greater good. Like this building that we're sitting in right now, we have an office right next door, and then God had just laid it on my heart to snatch this building up. I don't know why. Like both these buildings were they were just on my heart.
Yeah.
And we snatched this building up. It wasn't even for sale. And like we ended up doing a deal on it by lunch the day the other tenants moved out.
Dang.
So we bought this building, and by buying this building, we gave Grace Haven, which is I can't even begin to talk about like what they do because I will just bro, you've seen me try to get through it.
Grace Haven is a organization based out of Columbus, and they also have a location here in Dayton.
Yes,
that they take care of sex trafficked children,
young girls,
and like they have a house, a place where they like almost like a refugee place for these girls in Columbus.
Yep.
And honestly, it breaks your heart to hear the stories of the kids that have to go through this. And they're one organization, and they are based out of this office. And it is awesome to hear that you're doing that and giving back in that way, because without these people, without Grace Haven, these girls would not be safe, would not have the opportunities that they have to really heal from the trauma that they are going through and heal through and figure out like how to be a person.
Yeah.
Not like just regular 16, 15-year-old girls. No, these are little kids.
Yeah.
These are like elementary school kids.
From 6 years old to they age out at like 17.
Yeah. 6 years old to 17 is what some of these girls have to go through, that they're finding, but they're like, they can't house a ton of girls. Which is unfortunate.
12.
That's the
12 beds in the state of Ohio.
That's it. There's only 12 in the state of Ohio, bro.
Because there's so much regulation and it costs so much money.
Yeah.
For them to do it,
dude. It's awesome that you guys are a part of this.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that they really don't have a huge budget for an office. So we were able to buy this building, and then we give them an office for for cost.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper than any. Like they were looking for offices because they have to be on a bus line. They have to be, there's certain criteria they have to have for an office. And the places they were finding were in their budget, but it was like they were going to have to hire security to walk them to the cars because it was so bad.
Yeah.
So we were like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
So we bought an office to house them, their organization, because we believe in it so much.
Yeah.
So they're downstairs in this office, which is amazing. Like, it's amazing to just have them here.
Yeah.
Like, to like have that, like, to be a small part of that,
Sure.
like, through business.
Yeah.
So
my next, which leads me into my next, set of questions for you, which is, I know you give back to Liberia and Africa, and the Welch family, who is a missionary family in Africa, in Liberia, and besides Grace Haven here in, Ohio and Columbus and the Dayton area, what else, how do you give back to the community? I know you guys live in Waynesville. So what ways do you give back to your community?
So we had this thing where we have a certain number of teams, like sports teams. We think sports is huge as far as like developing like good employees, and you can just tell like the people that you hire, if they've played sports, they're usually on time. They're usually put together. They usually show up with a uniform, and they're not, because it's sports. I mean, like, we think that we're just taking our kid to T-ball, but we're actually like starting to instill some of the values that we need as
discipline.
Discipline, and like looking the part, like being the part, playing the part, like, like if you have a role and you play and stuff like that. So like we give back to some sports teams here in the greater Dayton area. Like, I think we right now sponsor 10 or 15 different sports teams. Yeah.
That's
like
awesome.
Our huge one, the one that we really is Waynesville lacrosse. Lacrosse is a growing sport. And I would love to like bring that sport to everywhere in the city of Dayton, Waynesville. It's already in Cincinnati, but it's the fastest growing sport in the United States right now. And it's a great sport. You've been involved with Waynesville lacrosse, like through your business and stuff like that. So, which is great. I
got to shoot a little video for him, it was fun.
Yeah.
It took a couple weeks, but we compiled a ton of footage over like 6 different games that you guys had, and it was a fun experience, and the kids were awesome. And it is not a sissy sport.
No, it is. My son is getting ready to start box lacrosse.
What's that?
It is like hockey with a lacrosse ball.
Seriously,
you're allowed to fight in it. Like, it is a very it makes men out of boys.
Wow.
In lacrosse.
Yeah.
So every like, if you talk to any college like kid that like has went to college and stuff like that, he's always played box because it just makes you a tougher player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
So we give back to sports teams around the area. Okay. We do a mentorship program. You've met some of the kids that we've mentored through Patriot. I mean, Patriot has brought up, there's been 4 or 5 kids that we have like really mentored in this. And sometimes the mentorship works, sometimes it doesn't. But that's something that we've given back. We have one girl that has went, like, I don't know if it's like a so-called like structured mentorship, but her and I, like, she's a D1 athlete right now, and her and I have been on a phone call her entire college career. Every Sunday we get on a phone call, and I have notes of our phone calls that we've had for the last 3 years.
Wow.
And then when she graduates college, I'm going to give her those notes as a gift. So, which is crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah. And like, she's been amazing. And then we've had some kids out of Cincinnati that we have brought up and given jobs to, and some have worked, some haven't. All of them, I think, have worked because we were able to pour into them, and they're able to see that we do things a little different here.
Yeah.
They're able to see that the people that work here, like, when you work in here, these kids were able to see that they don't have to be like these hardcore, like kids all the time. Like, they can love God, and they can be a man still, and be a manly man and still love God. And they've seen that through you guys, through employees here that have worked here, that you guys have like just shown these kids. So we do like the kid mentorship program,
sure.
Which, man, is like, if I could quit business altogether and just be a mentor, sign me up, bro.
Okay, that's the dream.
Yeah, that's the
dream.
I would love to coach other businesses,
other
business owners, and mentor young men and young women.
Yeah, and I know you've already done some business coaching for quite a few people. So if you need a business coach or looking for one, he is definitely
Yeah.
a good person to reach out to.
I can tell you what not to do.
Correct.
Where not to waste your money.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
that's just a like we love like giving back to the community.
Yeah.
So I mean that's where we're built at. We're built in this community. Like we're all a community. We all like.
And you're Dayton, born and raised. Like
yeah, like I grew up in Dayton, in the city of Dayton, in the west side of Dayton. I was the one white boy on like literally like when I played Pee Wee football, I was the only white kid in the league. Not on the team.
in the league.
In the league, the Pop Warner League. Yeah, like we would go play like the Super Bowl in Detroit, and like man, kids would like, holy cow, he's that white kid. and so yeah, I grew up in Dayton City Schools, graduated from Meadowdale. Like big shout out to the Lions. But yeah, man, I love like where I grew up. I love how I grew up. I love like that I grew up in a very multicultural, me being the minority everywhere and all the time when I was growing up. Yeah. It was really crazy because like I went to college to play football. And when I got to college, there was so many white people. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, all these white people are making me nervous. I had grown up in an all black neighborhood. I grew up in an all black school.
Yeah.
Like all my friends are black. Like, it was just a crazy, like, you just don't think that, you know, like, so for me to go to college and just be around a ton of white people, like really, it honestly made me like feel out of place. And then I was out of place because I was like that white dude everybody thought was trying to be black. So then I really, really got set apart after high school because it's like I didn't fit in with the white people because they were like, oh, he's trying to be black. I didn't fit in with black people because I was white. Like, so it just kind of like it allowed me to like develop my own person. Yeah. But it was crazy. Yeah.
So you grew up here. So this is awesome.
Grew up here. I left, went to the military. I was in the military for a little bit. That's where the name Patriot comes. Like I believe in this country. I believe that this country is the best country in the United States or in the world.
Yeah, it is the best country in the United States.
It is, but I just believe in it. Like I believe that like God has tasked this country for something big.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just so I went to the military and I ended up getting out of the military. I didn't know what to do. I hitchhiked around the United States for a month.
Yeah.
Wow. Just kind of lost.
Yeah.
Not knowing what to do. Ended up back in Dayton, Ohio. I was like, walked into like a nightclub and my 7th grade wrestling coach was there and he was like, hey, you need a job? And I started working that night I got here. That led down a whole different path.
Yeah.
That we won't talk about on this podcast.
No. So Dayton born and raised, came back to Dayton after the military. Somehow you ended up here, but you started a business. Now you give back to the community in a ton of ways. What is one dream you have for your business with giving back? And then just tell me, like, give us a 30-second pitch of like who you are and how we can get in touch with you.
Yeah. So I'd love to be able to like to do some more mentorship programs like for young men and young women that don't think that there's a way out, or that like our society tells you have to go to college and they feel that burden. Oh my gosh, I got to go to college. Well, trades is the #1 paying industry. Like there's so many people that like, and this is like a horrible way to say it. I have so many people that I know that went to college that I make more money than them. And I have 180 credit hours. I have enough for a doctorate and I don't have a degree. I don't have an associate's. I don't have bachelor's or anything. I have 180 credit hours, which is kind of stupid, and not have a degree. But what I'm saying is that I would love for these kids to know that they don't need to go to college. If you're not going to be a lawyer, doctor, engineer, if you're just trying to find yourself, go find yourself. Go work hard in your 20s and then in 30s, you're able to find yourself because you're able to afford it. Dude, just go work hard. Like, and that's why, like, I would love to do more mentorship for that. Like, hey, like if you really want if you really want the freedom of doing what you want and how to do it and when to do it and what to do it, trades. Like the trade industry is wide open. It says like, I think in like 7 years, like if we follow the pace that we're going now, we won't have anybody to put drywall up in a house. Yeah, we won't have anybody to roof a house. because the trades are so overlooked. Everybody wants to go to college. Everybody wants to be podcaster. Everybody wants to.
Hey, everybody wants to, but not everybody can.
Yeah, 100%. And but trades, if you learn a trade, and like that's what I'm saying, I would love for our company to get to a point where we can have like a whole entire week, every month that we just donate to giving back and like teaching kids how to finish drywall, how to put in tile, how to start a business, how to do all this stuff, man.
Yeah,
that's where we want to be.
Sure, that's awesome.
And
then how can we get a hold of you and for what services we need?
Yeah, so it's changing, and like all the links will go, but patriotconstructionohio.com is our website. You can find us on Google. We have over 100 5-star reviews on Google. I'm really proud about that because I believe taking care of the customer. So you can find us on Google. Our phone number is 937-999-5285. Call us. We'll do a great job. I promise. But yeah, that's our website. Our new website will take you to the Patriot Exteriors and Patriot Commercial Services. Our old website will direct you to our new websites. But that's how you can get a hold of us.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well,
hit us up on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram,
LinkedIn.
Okay.
I don't know. We got some more, I think.
I think you have a TikTok as well.
Yeah. It's called The Greatest Roofer in America or something like that. JP the Roofer, JP the Greatest Roofer.
Something.
It's something stupid.
Yeah. So, dude, thank you for being on this podcast. Thank you for being transparent and sharing your heart and what you do for the community in Dayton. Hopefully, we can grow this podcast up. And if you are a local business owner in the Dayton area and would like to be on this podcast, I'd love to have you to really just share your mission, who you are, what you do, and how you service the Dayton area. And just reach out. You can message us on Instagram or Facebook. I think I will have a page up soon. But yeah, just give us a shout and we'd love to have you on.
All right, buddy. See you, man.
Later.